Hi everybody, it's Joey, and I'm here to do a story time. Um, what was I gonna say? Okay, so I just went out for the first time in like almost a month, and yeah, it was kind of scary. Like I didn't go anywhere. Like I only went to I was in my car and I just drove around. I just went for a long drive. I went from Staten Island back. And then of course, like I was seeing things in Staten Island, like my grandma's favorite restaurant was Perkins. I drove by that, and I got and then I drove by her house. So yeah, I mean, I went to Staten Island, but I was only in my car, and then I did do the drive-through at White Castle. I've never had White Castle before. I mean, I've had it years ago, and like when I was a kid, but I haven't had it in a long time, and it was really good. It was really really good. So I just ate. Not a lot of people were out on the roads. It was yeah, it was not a lot of people. It was people a lot of people were wearing masks, you know. Excuse me. Anyways, I'm here to do a story time because I need to talk about something that I've never spoken about on this channel, and there's gonna be a part in this story that I'm gonna tell you that I was like really wrong and I felt really bad about. But oh, my hair. I don't know what my hair is doing right now. Oh girl. So yeah, there's one part of the story that I feel really bad about. So this story is gonna be about my theater experience, my drama experience in the theater at Queensborough Community College. I'm not gonna name any names. No names, but I will say the school, it was Queensborough. And yeah, I went into college not knowing what I wanted to do. But I decided, let me try theater and acting because I just always liked the art of acting and whatever. But when I went to the theater program, I noticed that it didn't really focus a lot on like the acting aspect. There was a lot of classes that there was one class for the acting program that was like a yoga class. There was another class that you had to build the set, which okay, I guess, but I mean, you had to build a set, and I'm not like about building stuff, you know. And then there was another class. There was just a lot of classes that I feel like weren't geared towards acting. Like there was the acting and drama class, but that was it. There was like no other class. But anyway, so this is gonna be a long story time because a lot happened. I don't even know where to begin. Well, I wasn't having a good time in the theater program because I felt like I wasn't really doing well in the classes. And then I really feel like I wasn't getting along with anyone. And the professors, almost all the professors hated me. I don't know why, but they didn't like me. I had my stagecraft professor, which was my the build a set professor, and at the time we were building the set for Little Shop of Horrors, and he was just very rude and nasty to me. He was really mean, and I'm only going off by memory because I really don't. This was like 10 years ago now, almost 10 years ago. So I'm like going off memory, but I just remember being so rude and so mean and just like I don't know, like he would say things like I asked him like like is the class gonna be over soon because I didn't know like in stagecraft, but like the class ends. They have a time period where the class ends, but it could take much longer to build a set. So it's not like but I didn't know that. So I was like, okay, so the class ended, so when can we go? And he just was like, oh, if you want to leave, you can just get out of here. Just get out of here, Joe. I was like, oh, like he was just so nasty, and like And then he lied one time. Like I remember I was doing things, and then he was like I wasn't doing anything, but I was clearly doing something, and he was making it seem like I wasn't doing anything at all. And I remember getting into like a little argument with him, like, no, like I don't like the fact that you're telling me I didn't do anything when I was just over there cutting up the lights and putting lights up on the, which was really scary for me too. And he knew that because I told him I don't like heights, and he had me on a ladder putting up lights on the fucking wall, and I'm afraid of heights, but I was doing it. And yeah, he was just being so rude. And then he gave me a really bad grade, which I didn't deserve because there was a girl in the class. So we basically both were doing really, like, we don't know how to build sets. We were trying our hardest. But she got a better grade than I did. And I was just, okay, he just doesn't like me. Um, so that was that. And there was this, okay, so one of my least favorite, he was gay too. He was my least favorite professor I've ever had in my entire life. My least favorite. He was the most. First of all, he was ugly as sin. I don't like going with people's looks, but I mean, there was not one good thing about him. Like, I can't even say he was good looking, even though he was nasty as fuck. He was just ugly and he was just mean. So, he was literally like the Grinch. So, with him, oh my god, there was so much drama. I can't even remember everything. I just remember, like, oh my god. See, now I'm like backtracking. I have to backtrack. So, let me not even go into that. So we'll get into that guy. But I was in a show called Our Town, and it was my first on stage performance since like for a long time. And I was excited. I got this part, and I think you guys will know about it if you guys see my old channel. And I was like doing Out for the Days and other videos on my old channel, and you'll see like me talking about it briefly. Like I'm about to be in Out Town. I'm on the rehearsals. We're doing rehearsals. Like I remember saying that in the videos. But that's on my old channel. But God, it was so long ago. But yeah, so I was in Our Town, and we were literally 2 days before production, like 2 days before opening night. And this is when I really wanted to quit the whole theater program. This was when I really wanted to quit. So what happened was, this is what happened. It's gonna sound so stupid. I was walking across the stage, and there was two girls that were they were friendly towards me, but then everyone turned against me later down the line. But there was these two girls that were being friendly with me, and I was walking across the stage, and I get it. I was supposed to be in character mode. But when I was walking across the stage, I like noticed them, and they were literally like making faces and smiling, and I just was like, what? Like I kind of like went like made a face, you know. And I sat down, and then the professor, the director, and prior to this, I loved her. She was like one of my favorites. I really did love her, but she really messed up here. She was out of line. She started screaming at me from the audience, like from the chairs. She started screaming at me. She's like, "What the hell, Joe? What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you fucking smiling? Why the fuck are you making faces? You're gonna ruin this whole goddamn play." I was like, whoa. I couldn't even see her because the light was like right in my face. So I'm literally like trying to see where she's screaming from. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, what the heck? I'm not gonna lie, I was embarrassed. I was really embarrassed and I was really pissed. I was like, oh my god, this girl's really pissing me off right now. I don't like to be screamed at, especially when I feel like it was not that deep. Because right when I made the kind of like the weird face, like what are they doing over there? I kind of like, I snapped out of it and went right back into character. And she totally threw a fit. And I'm like, oh my god, calm down. So it was the next day, and I think I came in late, but I didn't mean to come in late. Because I think she made an announcement before, but I didn't hear her. She was like, I'll come in a little earlier tomorrow. I didn't hear that though. But the next day, I came in, I thought on time, but I was a little late. And she pulled me to the side, and she pulled some other guy that was late to the side. And she just like, why are you guys late? Like, what's going on here? Like, then she was like talking to me. She's like, you should really like leave. Like, you should leave like this production. I'm like, well, you've been really upsetting me. Like, you've been really like, I said piss me off. I did say piss me off. Like, you've been really pissing me off because I didn't like how you spoke to me yesterday. I felt like I didn't deserve that. And she goes, you know what? Then you know what? You're gone. You're out of the show. Goodbye. Now you have to understand something. I was working really hard on the show for like almost over a month. We were like 2 days before opening night. Like it was like getting close to the wire. Like it was like the whole like she wasted my whole time. And I was so pissed. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I literally like I gave her the finger and I was like, go fuck yourself, and I ran away. And I was steaming. I was so steaming. I felt bad for cursing her out, but I also was like so pissed because I'm like, why are you replacing me 2 days before opening night because I came in a little late for rehearsal that you changed the time last minute. It was originally I was on time. You changed the time to a little earlier. Um, I was just so upset and so through. I'm like, how dare you replace me? 2 days before, I was so pissed. I was like, yeah, I'm not replaceable. Watch out. Go, go. I was going nuts. So then, after that, I feel like everyone, all the theater kids and everyone, kind of like turned again. Like they didn't like what I did or whatever. They thought that I cursed her out and then she replaced me. And I said, no, that's not what happened. She replaced me and then I got pissed and then I cursed her out. So I'm like, the story is being told not correct. Then I was pissed at this one kid because I really did like him. I thought we were friendly, and he didn't even tell me like he's the one who replaced me in the show, and he didn't even tell me. He was like completely like ignoring it. I'm like, I really don't like the fact that you're being fake towards me. Like you're like not talking to me now because of what happened with the professor, and you replaced me in the show, and there's like it's like crickets, and you don't tell me anything. And yeah, I was just really pissed at him too, and I kind of cursed him out that day too. It was a lot of drama. Um, and everyone just like kind of turned against me, like just stopped talking to me, like ignored me, just being mean. And it was everyone. It was maybe two people that didn't, you know what I mean, out of like the 50 theater kids. So it was really upsetting because I did like a few of them and we were growing really close, and they all really upset me. Also because I got scolded for smiling on stage for a split second when everyone has had a moment on stage where they've giggled or laughed or smiled at themselves. I mean, I'm not the only one. So I was really upset about that. But anyways, I almost quit the theater program. I did not. But this is the day. This is when I quit because I'm like, this is enough now. I've fucking had it. So it was like maybe almost a year later. I was doing another class where you're doing behind the scenes work for the class. So I forgot what the show was. I think the show was Spring Awakening, and I was one of the lights people on the doing the lights, the spotlights. And I was in the director was of course the professor who I hate, this gay professor. I hate him so much, you have no idea. I could not stand him. He was so rude and so mean. And there was one time I was doing a scene in his class because he was my professor in one of the classes, and he told me, he's like, I don't want you to take offense to this, but I said, what? Like, what is it? Just tell me. He goes, but you read gay. You're just gay. That's all you are, is gay. And I'm like, what the fuck do you think you are? Like, you're as gay as a fucking, I don't even know. Like, you're gayer than gay, bitch. Please. And at the time, I wasn't even wearing makeup, right? Like, doing anything like that. So it's like, I really wasn't even like that. Like, he's really freaking flamboyant and gay, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But if he's gonna be the pot calling the kettle black here, so. Anyways. So, I was. We were doing this, and again, this was literally like a couple days before opening night, where it was. It's always like, it's ridiculous. So we're doing like a whole day thing where it's like 10 to 10. We did two 10 to 10 days. And I had to do that for Our Town too before I got replaced. So it was 10 to 10 days where it's like you literally are there from 10 in the morning to 10 at night. And you're there the whole day just in the auditorium, setting up, preparing, doing whatever. So it was really dark, and this is the thing. In my position, I didn't really get called on to do a lot of spotlight work. There was two of us, and we shared it, and it was maybe like 2 hours. This is during the 10 to 10 day. It was like 2 hours where no one called me or said anything on the loudspeaker to do anything. So I kind of like got bored and I dozed off a little bit. It was a mistake and it was an accident. I shouldn't have dozed off, but it was, it was something that I couldn't control. I was sitting up there bored by myself in the dark, and they didn't call on me for hours, and I dozed off. So next thing I know, the other guy next to me was like, "Oh, wake up! Like they're calling you." Like, and I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Okay." So I I started to get back onto the spotlight, and then one of the I forgot who it was. It wasn't the director. It was somebody else. He was like, "Oh, what were you doing? Like, why didn't you answer?" And I was like, "I'm sorry." I kind of like dozed off a little bit, and then the director, which is the one I can't stand, he was like screaming at me from. I was on the balcony. He was down below. He was screaming. He was like, "Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? Are you really fucking sleeping while we're working our fucking asses off?" I'm like, "Excuse you?" Or like, "You are motherfucking rude." And this is crazy because how fucking dare I was like, "You are so fucking rude. Don't speak to me that way, alright?" I was like really getting pissed. Then he came up on the balcony with my professor, which she was working on the show too. And she was like, "Listen, you have to apologize, like whatever." And I was like, "I really don't feel like I did anything wrong." Like he was the one that was screaming at me, and then he was like, "Why don't you just shut the fuck up?" He said to me. I said, "You just told me to shut up. Now you're expecting an apology? Are you serious?" And the professor, it was really her. I really liked her. I really did, and I I did it for her. I didn't do it for him. I did it for her, and I want everyone to know that I did it for her. She was like, "Please just apologize. Just please her. Just apologize and just get over with it." She goes, "Even if you don't mean it, just fucking say it." And I was like, "Okay." So I said, "I'm sorry." As like I could have said it more like I didn't give a fuck. But I did tell him, I said the words, "I'm sorry." And then, and I guess that's all he wanted. He ran away. Then, this is when it gets crazy. So I got really sick the morning of the first show. And I emailed the professor. I said, "Listen, I'm gonna be out, and you can be out. You can be out. Like you don't have to. If you let them know in advance, they can have someone to replace you for that day." And like even like the one of the managers for the show, like she had to do something else, and she got replaced. So it's like even the manager was allowed to call in sick and get replaced. So I was like, okay, I'm just a little spotlight guy. Like I'm not even that important to the show. Like, so I don't think they would miss me. Like I'm gonna be gone just this one day for the whatever. I still think it was like come on. Like I know like all right. I mean I shouldn't have like called in sick. But listen, like I'm also hypochondriac. So when I'm sick, I take it to above and beyond. So I emailed her. I said, "Listen, I'm not gonna come in today. I'm very sorry. Blah blah blah." Right? I got no response. I was like, okay. So then the next day I came in to do the spotlighting, and I sat down and I was there for about an hour, like literally an hour, and no one said anything to me. So I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting down and I'm just like, just going over the spotlight. You have to make sure it's on. You have to make sure everything's copacetic. And one of the stagecraft not the stagecraft professor that I had. He got replaced by another stagecraft professor. This was a new guy. So he came up to me and he was the one who delivered the news, which I thought was weird. So he came up to me and he goes, "Listen, like you're out of it. You're out. Like you called in sick yesterday and you need to leave. Like you can't be here anymore." And I was like, "I don't understand. I was here for about an hour and no one said anything to me, and I was setting up the light. I thought I was gonna be here today." And he was like, "No, you're gone. You're done." I was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me." I said it just like that too. I said, "You gotta be fucking kidding me." And I was like, and I told him like, I don't understand why the manager can be a manager of the show can be cold and sick, but I can. That doesn't make any sense. Why can't I? But she can. He's like, "Oh, well, that's different." I'm like, "I don't think it's that much different." Anyways, he's like, "Yeah, that's what it is. You're gone." He got up and he ran away from me. I was like, "Okay, great." I was like, "This is fucking so fucked up." So I left. I ran right into my professor, who was my professor at the time, and I just like, "Listen, I'm leaving this theater program. I'm done." I'm so done. I'm so done. And then I heard all the theater kids talking about me, saying that I had work done because I lost a lot of weight that summer. And then I came back in that fall and I lost a lot of weight and they thought I had plastic surgery and just saying mean things about me. They all were just being very mean to me, ignoring me like I wasn't in the room, like just being so mean. And you had to be very like I was strong because to stay in that theater program, I stayed in there for good like 3 to 4 years before I was like done. I was like the end of my degree, and I like I had to switch my degree like literally last minute, so it like prolonged my graduation. But I said I can't do this anymore. Everyone hates me. Everyone's replacing me. Everyone's being weird towards me. No one likes me. I can't be here. Like there's just so much I can take. So I left. I left. I left the theater program. Later on, I found out through my friend, who's not my friend anymore. She told me that she was sitting down with a couple of kids, and the professor was there. The professor that I hated, the director that was on the show. And he was basically saying to a couple of the students, which he shouldn't be doing this, but he did anyways. So she overheard this. And she overheard him telling the kids, oh, I'm so glad they replaced Joe because I literally forced them to. They were saying, no, don't, he doesn't need to leave. Like, it was just one time, blah, blah, blah. And then he was the one that was, like, forcing my professor to replace me and fire me. So I'm like, there it is. Like, he's just, I don't know if he's hateful or jealous. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, he really is out to get me, this guy. And he succeeded. He literally talked them into replacing me and firing me, and I did. I did get replaced and fired or whatever. So she overheard that and she told me, she said, yeah, listen, like, that professor you don't like, he's the one who was in their ear telling them to replace you because they didn't really want to do that, but he was, like, forcing them to. And I'm like, that fucking bastard. So then later on, we find out that he was actually the director that I hate and who's fat and ugly as sin. He actually was a porn star and did porn. Not a porn star, not a porn, no, porn star. You can't say porn stars. He did porn. And, yeah, he did porn. And my friend looked it up and found it, and she showed me some of it. I'm like, this is so distasteful and disgusting. Like, ugh, I almost threw up. So I was like, wow, like, this guy's going around. He's out to get me while he's doing this. You know, when he leaves work, he goes and he does porn. Like, that is crazy, especially because he's not good looking at all. So anyway, so I left the theater program, and that was it. That was it. I went into liberal arts, and then I came into Queens College and went into fashion, which I'm having such a better time. Like, I know I only had one hiccup, which was probably like that one it's always the gay professors that don't like me. I really think it's jealousy, but it is what it is. So this except for that one gay professor in my sewing class, that was like, whatever. That was the one hiccup. Other than that, like, I've had an amazing time in fashion. This is my last semester, and I feel bad because, like, I really like my sketching professor that I have. She's like the head of the fashion department, and she's just so nice, and I really like her. And because of the coronavirus, I'm not gonna be able to have her, and we're doing online things, and it's not the same. But I wish that this coronavirus didn't happen because I would have loved to spend this last semester with her, and with everyone. Like, I love all my fashion students. See, that's the difference. That's how I know it wasn't me, because I went into fashion and I love everyone and everyone loves me. That's how I know the theater program was just not for me and they just had something against me. And it is what it is. But that's my story time. I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I filmed so many videos today. I'm gonna definitely upload the update tonight. Tomorrow I'm gonna upload the spring tag, and then this video, the story time, is gonna be uploaded in 2 days. So the day after tomorrow. I just had to film videos. I just put on some Santa's blueberry shortbread. I know it's a Christmas smell, but I like blueberries for the spring, so it smells like blueberry pie. Anyways, so I'm gonna go now. Yeah. It feels good to do my makeup and I feel better. And I did want to mention my update video, and I didn't mention it. But they don't have a cure for this. I was just taking over-the-counter drugs, Theraflu or whatever. they said Advil doesn't work, to not take Advil. Advil makes you worse. But then I've been taking Advil the whole time, and I finally found that I'm like, shit, like that's why I'm not getting better, because I keep taking Advil. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's no cure. There's no cure. They're taking blood off of the people that got cured, and got immune. I can't talk today. And they're trying to take blood to try to even find a cure for this. Because there's no medicine or pills, like special medicine that they can give. That's why I was so scared too. I'm like, what happens if I don't get better? There's no special medicine. Like, this is still very new in development. Like this coronavirus. So it's like, what happens if they never find a cure? But I hope they find a cure for the people who are still infected and sick. Um, yeah. So I love you guys. Let's see if I'm like leaving out anything in the story. I tried to say everything as like short and sweet as I could, because there's so much. You know what I mean? Like, I was in a theater program for a few years. So there's a lot of shit that happened, you know. But I tried to basically say the the main stuff. The main stuff. Hey, I love you guys. I've never done my nails before. Like, I've never done my nails in years, and well, my brother did them, but whatever. Anyways, leave your comments. Tell me how you guys doing and everything, and I'll get to talk to you guys later. Bye.